guys, what's up? Ethan here, and we're back to another Roblox tutorial. And in this tutorial, what we're gonna do is we're gonna check on the difference of a server script service, a local script service, and a module script. So this would be a quick tutorial so we could introduce you to a new series which is mostly based on the basics of functions or the codes. So we'll teach you what is the variable, what are the functions. But in order to do that, what we need first is an introduction on how this scripts work. So we're going to be tackling 30 scripts in Roblox, which is first is what we have a script, a local script, and then a module. So you would say that all this looks like script, but what are they actually used for? So we're going to tackle first is the server script service or the script service. These are mostly used in either workspace, inside your part, or on the server script service. Or actually, that what it's called is the server. So a server is, let's say I do a play here. You see that I'm the player, but I'm not technically the server. Like I'm not seeing the actual server. But this is how the server sees the player. So regardless of your action, this is the server, and this would be the player. So there's a difference on that because server script service run for every player, or at least one, it's mostly used on that case. Wherein if you want to call every player in your game, you would use the server script service. These are used for savings, for loading, for the entire map, something along those lines. So if you want everyone to be affected, or it's the actual gameplay of your game, it's gonna be a script, and it would be under server script service, or let's say on the workspace inside the part. That is what a script is. So on the future topics, we're gonna discuss the scripts wherein we'll use them on workspace and server script service. We're gonna use them even on replicated story, but when we use it, we're gonna use it for a whole wide server. That is why it's usually called a server script. So server scripts are the one with the white, and you can double click them, and they usually also start with hello world or print hello world. So if you make a new one, it's gonna be the same. It has like a default print hello world. So when you play, you'd be able to see this. If you have an output, you'd be able to see that there's a hello world, meaning this is a server and that is a script. So that is our first kind of script. And the second kind of script is a local script. Notice that I have deleted the server script, and even if I put this here, if I play, it's not running. So why is that? Because that is a different script, and this is, if you notice, there's kind of like an icon there. So this means that this is you would be only this would only run on UIs, on player scripts, um, something that can be put in here or here. These are the local scripts. Meaning if you put this on a UI, you start doing codes, that will only appear on the players. But what you see, like this script is kind of like the isolation of what the other players see versus you. So let's say I put a GUI on my face and I put a local script there. Unless I specifically call every other player on the server script service using an event, then that's the time all be able to see the same thing. But mostly, in most cases, local scripts are used for interaction of player to the system, like just you, player, interacting to the system. So it would still be the player. So the player, then he talks to something or interacts with something. The system goes back to only you, not to every server. That is mostly how local scripts are used. But of course, we have what we call remote service. We'll tackle that in the future. And these remote services are what we can do to call a server-wide function on a local script. But that's on a different topic. So what am I getting at? So local script is mostly something you would use for the player to see alone, not on a wide server. So we would call this a client script. You see that there is a hello world, but it's on a client function. And if I put in some script here, it's gonna have that automatic print world. If I play, there's a server, then the client, because the server goes first. Once the player, which is the client, is loaded, that's the time the script will run. So notice that as soon as I play, a while back when I played and I immediately cancel, the player didn't load, I only get the server script. So let's remove that. I play, player don't get to load. Oh, sorry, that player loaded a bit. I wasn't too fast. So I canceled it quickly. It didn't get that point because the player didn't load. But when I have it, I make it load fully, it has that point, which is the whole world. So the script started. So that's what a local script is. So server first, then the client. So that's the two most distinct scripts that is in Roblox, the server script and the client script, or you can say that just script and then local script. So again, white is for server, blue is for client. And then what is this purple? So ModuleScript is, I'm gonna be broad here because it would be best to like give you an example. So ModuleScript is something that cannot run alone. So it needs to have like local script, they're gonna call the module script. For server script, they're gonna call the module script. So it can't run alone. So let's say something like that, just to prove a point, we're gonna put this here, and delete that. It's not gonna do anything because no one is calling on this specific script. This is kind of like a supporting script only, wherein it can only run if it's called. So this would work like a parts too, but think of it as a script. So this part is as soon as I play or as soon as I get the scripts going, if I call module script or just change the topic, then that's the time it's gonna run. I hope that makes sense. And follow us for more and get in line so that we can go to this series and then we'll have some samples on server script, local script, and then module script. Catch you in another video. Bye bye.